Attention, citizens. It's time for Super Pulp Science.
This is Super Pulp Science, where we talk about how genre gets made. I am Gregory Kamichuk, known professionally as GMB Kamichuk. I'm a working writer and illustrator. In the studio with me today, my long-suffering co-host, Justin Curry, known the world over as Chasing Artwork, our producer extraordinaire, Dan Vadeboncoeur, and this is a podcast about how genre gets made. Justin has not told us what we're doing, but he's told us he's in charge. So, what are we doing, Justin?
First thing I'm going to do is move over to this comfy chair.
Oh, there you go. So he wants to get comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, better chair. I like this chair.
So he is now leaning back in a
It's more of a storytelling chair. That looks like a big...
right? I look like I'm ready to tell a story.
That's right. There's a fireplace crackling beside him. There's a raven perched on his shoulder. Justin, tell us what we're doing.
All right, so I had this idea for, I love when we do story breaking episodes, one of my favorite kinds of episodes to do. So I thought of a prompt to give you guys, and then from there we're going to make up a movie or a comic or a graphic novel. We'll kind of see where it goes. But
okay, so for a person, if this is your first episode of us story breaking, what we usually do, I'm excited about this. I like these too. We follow a stripped down method of something that apocryphally the Pixar writers used. I've never had that proven, but it's called the +1 method, where rather than crap on each other's ideas and say, no, that's bad, you have to sort of accept what's given and just add to it. Not unlike improv. But in story writing, there's a few more vagaries. So
to start off, let me kind of lay out the formula that I've recognized and that I want us to kind of follow. So I don't know if there's an actual name for this, but in movies, I've been noticing it here and there, and I quite like it, and I'm going to be calling it the I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me movies.
All right.
And so I have a couple examples just to get the audience and you guys familiar with what kind of story structure I'm talking about here. So a big one recently, probably around 2018, a movie came out called Don't Breathe. And it's where a bunch of robbers went into a house to rob a blind old man. And then it turned out this blind old man was ex-military and quite adept at taking people out. And so the intruders found themselves getting picked off one by one by this seemingly...
And the house locks tight. For some reason, he can lock it.
Well, he's got like a security system.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
And they did a sequel to that, didn't they?
Yeah.
I didn't see the sequel.
That's a great example.
Yeah. Another one, quite famously, Dusk Till Dawn. The badass robbers think they're the toughest people in the room. Turns out they lock themselves in a bar full of vampires.
Yeah, that one's
Have
good.
to fight their way out.
Yeah.
I have two more. Dracula 2000.
Oh, I remember that movie. Oh, my God.
I've seen them, sure.
There
but I don't
is some
remember.
kind of heavy-duty vault in this guy's high-rise, and so these robbers, they get their way in. They Ocean's 11 their way into this vault, only to find a coffin and nothing else in there.
Where Dracula sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so they steal the coffin, not realizing that they're not locked in here with them.
Yeah.
He's unlocked.
Now,
okay.
I'll let you finish your last one, and then if you don't bring it up, I'm going to have to bring up something really important.
The last one I just had on my list was I don't think it got a very big release. It was called Villains. It's only a couple of years old, but two young ne'er-do-wells on the run break into a house, planning on just robbing it to get more gas money to continue on their crime spree, and in the basement they find a girl locked in a cell, and then the people come home and it's not two normal people, it's two horrible people. And so again, the antagonists become our hero characters because there's a way worse antagonist in the film that you didn't realize was there.
And I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, but no, you're not. I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
It's Rorschach.
Yeah, that's Rorschach from The
Watchmen,
yeah. Famously, maybe probably more famous from the book even than the movie. But this was a moment in comics where comics fans at that time had never seen anything like that idea. And the level of violence that was on display in this comic, just as the Comics Code Authority had sort of been forgotten about, Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons taking it to that level. No one had ever seen that before. So.
And it really played against that trope of like someone comes to prison, and this is like right when Rorschach first gets to prison, right? And they're all doing the typical like fish and doing all those catcalling and trying to make him feel scared that they're gonna really mess him up. And he is like, no, I'm not having any of it. You guys are all trapped in here. And then he shows it. Or does he do it right away? Where is this right after he like burns the guy with the oil?
Yeah. He's in the supper line, and they basically tell him they're going to have him for dessert.
Takes a fryer basket and like spreads hot oil over this guy, and he's burnt. And then he's like, yeah, you guys are trapped in here with me. And then like they're all, holy shit, this guy's nuts. Right? And it just flips everything around. So that is also, I would say, like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is also a good example of that, as far as like it's not like what you thought it was. They think they're coming across as a house, and then it's just
actually a monster one I had on the list, Splinter.
Oh sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that one was a very popular movie either, but it was two bank robbers on the run kidnap this couple, and then they get stuck in this gas station with this monster fungus. And so they kind of team up with their victims, their captors, to defeat this bigger foe that has appeared.
We have to come up with two groups of people who would be in opposition to each other, and then figure out the twist. So we have to have it. We have to have the straight man version of our story figured out first. So what's a good, obvious set of villains?
So my mind went. I've been thinking about this longer. So you guys can take this and run, or you can make up your own. But my mind was going with. I don't think this has been done with a bank robbery yet, where there's the bank robbers,
as you were saying that,
and hostages, and then it's something in the vault or something in a safety deposit box something. So that's where my mind kind of went, and I'm surprised there's not an example of that, or if there is, I'm not familiar with.
Basically, somebody puts something, an artifact or something, into a safety deposit box, or some kind of a thing in there that causes, something bad to happen.
The Holy Grail, the Golden Fleece, the crown fucking jewels, whatever it is, it's inside.
I immediately want it to be a small town.
Yeah.
And big city bank robbers come to knock off the small town.
Easy.
They think it's going to be an easy job. We'll
Easy
scare them.
take.
Yeah, no problem.
And they're scaring them, and they take control of it. No problem. They control it. They're professionals. They have a total control of the situation. When the police arrive, they have a plan to deal with it. But when the police arrive...
Hold it. Yeah, you keep moving your head away from your microphone.
When the police arrive and they surround it, they have a plan to deal with it. And instead, the police say, they opened the vault? Lock that building down, and they just start bricking them in.
The police know about whatever's in there.
The whole town
The whole town.
And so they've opened that vault, and they just start bricking them in. Right? There's no effort made to do anything except leave those people who are in the bank. They're lost forever, and we're going to just close in.
Yeah, we would have to have somebody on the outside trying to save them, though, right? We would have to have some sort of outsider person coming into, like an FBI agent or something, who doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. Maybe there's a cop coming through town, like an
following
FBI.
them. No, he's the federal agent who follows this.
Yeah,
right.
he's on the case
for
these.
Nick Nolte and of this movie.
What movie are you talking about?
Well, because isn't it Point Break? Isn't he in that? Who is that?
Nick Nolte.
Oh, who is that?
Gary Busey?
Gary Busey. He's the Gary Busey. Sorry, Nick. He's the Gary Busey
He
of
just
our
lost
film.
all credibility in my mind.
He's been following them.
Yes, he's the one who figured out it's surfers.
Case.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And he has the crazy idea that they're surfers.
Okay, so what are these bank robbers? What's their...
They're surfers?
Yeah,
no, wait, I'm confused now.
Okay, so
that's locked in now. +1.
No, let's do it. It's heat plus what?
Well, so you went with the town has a secret.
Yeah, town has a secret.
So what is the town secret? Is it something... my mind goes to like supernatural...
A cult was kind of the...
demons. Maybe that's just because I'm writing Meat House, but it's like that's kind of like they're opening a portal to another world, or they're worshiping some sort of demon.
Or they did worship it, and it's their dark secret, and they locked it away.
Yes.
Right.
And they killed people, and they have to. Why do they?
Well, it's the greater good. When they're like, brick it. We got to seal up this.
No, but you know what? It could be some kind of thing where they have a deal with the devil, right? Where they get some sort of benefit out of it, so they have to keep it quiet. They have to feed it. I think of. Did you guys see that one with Nicolas Cage, with the animatronics, and he doesn't say anything in it. Willy's Wonderland.
The Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff.
Yeah. But the premise of that one is that they have to feed, like every once in a while, people have to go in there and they have to feed these things to keep the town happy or something. It's pretty weak in that movie. But I think there's a better way to set that up so that they get some sort of maybe a economic benefit from this demon being there. I don't know.
On the simple principle, I should say, of we can all name lots of different stories and novels and books and comics where the town has made a deal with some entity and got something good from it, and they're hiding that. That's what people will expect.
True.
So if we then take that and make that the MacGuffin, that the actual townspeople are the good guys now, and they keep that thing. There used to be the town, that was their backstory. They're the town that did have a deal with the devil, and they did prosper, but now they've accepted that they're a withering, dying small town because they're keeping the demon all locked up.
Okay, but we're getting away a little bit from the premise of this being, because I think on the surface it's going to seem like a bank robbery movie, which is a specific genre of film. And then it's going to kind of, so that once they plan their robbery, they execute their robbery. That's going to be fun. I love like bank robberies.
Heist movies.
They're so much fun.
They're thrilling.
So they're going to do that, but at some point they're going to realize something is wrong with what...
They're going to find some kind of vault that should not be there, that is way more intense, but they can get into it, but they have... It wasn't supposed to be there.
It looks like very intricately, maybe like one of those classic old 30s vaults that have like gold inlay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the guy, their safe expert, is like, oh, I think I can crack it or whatever. And needs a little more time.
It's in a circle of protection, which they break when they
Right,
first come into a room. The
Yep.
vault has a safe in it.
Yeah.
In the bank vault is an old safe from the 1910s.
Yes.
There needs to be some kind of, they can't just find it. They need to accidentally stumble upon it somehow, like fall through the floor is a classic one, like some kind of...
Right.
They weren't supposed to... It needs to be hidden.
So then here's my question.
Some degree.
Did Robert De Niro and his crack team of professionals get hired to get this thing? Or are they just knocking over an easy small town bank on their latest crime spree? Like, are these the dead presidents?
Did somebody send them to...
I would lean more towards the amateurish type. I don't want them to be too super high tech and they are doing this because they think it's going to be easy.
Okay, and I've got how they find it. There's a safety deposit box room, which for those of you who don't know, is just a room full of drawers with people's special things locked in there. The bank doesn't necessarily have access to them, and they break open all of those. And in one, it's empty except for a handle in the back, and they turn the handle, and then the entire wall slides to the side to reveal some kind of ancient door.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all accidental.
It's all accidental.
Or it's fate, the demon will say. I brought you here. Right.
Right. So they have to come across. Now they obviously awaken something. Now we can't reveal it all at once, so we have to give hints to this happening. But once, I think it should probably develop into a standoff. I think of they're in there. They take hostages. The people who are in the bank are hostages, and then they work out we need a helicopter. We need to this and that. And so we have the police outside, and they know that they're trapped in this thing with whatever it is that they are.
I just need a scene. Just give me this. There's a scene where the police are watching. They've got the cord in there, and then some bricklayers are slowly bricking up the windows of they're literally bricking them in.
Also, by the end, the robbers have to arm the hostages so they can all team up together against
the monster.
So
whatever
first
it is,
they get control. They're beating them up. They're doing everything terrible. There's no redeeming
You hate
qualities.
these people.
We
got to make them hate the robbers right off the bat.
Now, who's at the bank?
Yeah, that was my question. As we're building this up, do the
townspeople know something?
Do they? Yeah, the employees know about this? Do the townspeople
I would say
know
probably
about
not the regular tellers or anything. Maybe the bank manager or somebody high up knows.
Right.
Because they always seem to know. the people in charge always seem to know about these things, but they don't tell the regular people.
Yeah, it's like
Why would you
secret
work
society
in a bank
stuff.
where there's an evil presence or something, right?
What if a good way to create character tension is to have boss and subordinate tension, right? It just makes for easy writing to build tension. You have a person who's never accepted promotion and has been with the bank forever. And so there is a regular boss
Susan.
who just Susan is just the bank boss.
She's been there forever.
But the assistant manager, who's always been the assistant manager and has never changed in the last 80 years, knows the secret. That's why they're there as the assistant manager.
Oh, okay. And they're not, so they're just kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, the bank actually is a real bank, and it does real banking things, and this other person has been there since they trapped the thing.
Yeah, and maybe it's like a hereditary position.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll train his son to replace him.
And everyone gets pissed off because of the nepotism. Now you could have two people.
This is rich old McConnor's bank.
Yeah.
Who's that rich guy in town? He owns the bank. It's his bank. It's his family's bank since forever.
Oh, and their son or his grandson is going to end up being assistant manager, and he works there as a teller. And then the two of them would have actual knowledge we could bring into exposition.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
They would be able to tell people, like, oh my God, no, don't go in there, don't go in there. Or maybe they panic as soon as that room is
right. So there's like 1.5 people that know what's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody else is...
By half person, you mean somebody gets cut in half?
Eventually.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the spoiled grandson probably doesn't believe in
Doesn't
it.
know everything.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think so once they've, found the thing that they unlock and accidentally set it free, it has to you have to have some sort of a time frame, like a countdown or something to something happening.
Totally true. I love that. But let me just get this idea out, and then we'll fit it into the timeline. The spoiled, don't believe it brat, who is terrified when they're being robbed, and they are disappointed with the take at the bank, are like, is this all there is? Is this all there is? The bank assistant manager is like, yeah. And the bank manager is like, yeah, that's all there is. But this kid looks like he's hiding something. And they push on him.
Yeah.
And he says, you got to tell him. You got to tell him, Grandpa. You got to tell him we're all going to die. And that's how they find the handle. And that's how they open the other thing. And now we've got a tension where the one has betrayed the other, but has done it for the good of all. But as soon as the secret's out, the police start bricking up the joint, right? Like, it's obvious that the town fathers
No, I think
and
they're
founders
like
know
there's
the
the
secret.
normal alarm for we're getting robbed, and
Yeah.
there's the alarm for it might get loose, and like shutters, some kind of heavy duty shutters
Oh, I like
come
that
down,
too.
and like they have some kind of failsafe built in for this that locks everything down in a serious way.
But if anything down here moves, shoot it. You understand? Shoot it in the heart or cut off its head. You understand? They are the undead.
In the meantime, we're going to have these people trapped in here with this creature. Are we going to reveal the creature?
Is
or
it
do
a
you wanna-
monster? Is it a person?
Is it the remains of a monster that then infects
Slowly
a person
reconstitutes.
and become like I was thinking like a werewolf skull that somebody pricks their finger on,
Oh, hey, that's actually
something like that.
that's a whole other movie you just described.
There was
An
a
archaeologist that finds. Okay, we're making two movies at the same time.
no. There is a movie that did that. I thought it was such a clever idea, but the rest of the movie was so terrible it kind of ruined it. But they found the remains of a werewolf and they accidentally scratched themselves on the skull, and that's how they got infected. And I thought, oh, that's so great. But
That's a
then
great premise.
the rest of the movie was so bad.
Well, you can't copyright an idea, only its individual expression. So we can use scratched on a werewolf skull somewhere.
What if it's just it's a glass room full of werewolf and vampire skulls?
How about, could it be a gate to hell? Simply put.
I just want to describe to the viewer, the listener, I should say, what I'm viewing right now. The casual nature in which
I was putting up my hand to
Dan
speak.
put his hand up, just so casual. What if it's a gate to hell? As if he was ordering some bubble tea. I'll have coconut.
Because
And
it would have been, say, if they were doing some mining or something, they were digging into
They found it.
some sort of construction, and they came across this thing, and now something awful came out years ago, and now they've stopped it up, and they've got this measurement in
so
place.
we have two
now we
options.
can have
Well, I
they've
kinda
opened it up,
like
and now
this.
the creatures are escaping. So now there will be creatures.
so you
but
could
it
start
will
off
be-
with small
Right.
creatures, and
Yeah.
it gets worse and worse. And at some point, they could send somebody through it on a rope and tug them back. And they've only been in there for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
But it's been months for that person. One of
Oh,
those.
you're combining a couple things there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have two options, and I think we have to decide which. We either have a box full of evil in the bank, which actually
A door full of evil.
it's
Like this.
The promise of the premise. So what do you put in a safety deposit box is something people shouldn't find. You don't put doors inside banks.
That's true.
So I do like the idea of a gateway to hell, but what I'm saying is, why build a bank around it?
So maybe it's an object that creates a gateway to hell or something like that.
Okay,
Right?
yeah,
Some sort of medallion or
Then you can still have the box full of evil that's been put away out of
Right.
harm's way, and as long as no one opens it, they can't.
Actually, I
do
thought of a neat like MacGuffin. It's like a really ornate looking doorknob that if you just bring it to a wall, it kind of snaps to the wall and like carves out a door. It's like a portable doorway to hell.
There you go.
And
What
they
if-
locked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what if opening the safety deposit box calls out to somebody in the world that they start coming to the?
Well, maybe that just initiates the full lockdown. As soon as that safety deposit box
How
is
do they know, though?
opened,
The town fathers, right, who trapped this. There used to be a super prosperous town, right? They had everything because they had sold their souls to whatever devils came through that door. Fought in the past, and we don't put this in anywhere in the story. We just know that this is true now. They fought and won against evil, and as a result, the town diminished to this little podunk, like dusty, mark on the map. But those town fathers have passed on, and mothers have passed on that secret. Hence, the assistant manager. Hence, the sheriff, which is an elected position, would also know. Everyone would know. So the fire department head,
Yeah.
they would know. The volunteer,
This also
ladies
builds
auxiliary,
towards-
they know also.
like why the robbers would target this is this used to be a much more prosperous town that used to be really rich,
Yeah.
and the
Where'd all that
legend
money
is
go? They must have put-
the
it must
money
be-
is still like it's heritaged into that bank. There's all these old doubloons and like deeds and like there's a lot of old money
Yeah,
in
they've
this
heard
town.
some old amazing stuff is
Right.
in that bank, and that's why they're robbing.
So now my mind's going, this is kind of, if once this portal is open, then my mind switches to, it's like the mist. We start with like little creatures and then build up to bigger and bigger monsters
Okay.
could come out of this.
Okay, I have an idea. This is potentially terrible idea.
Okay.
Okay, but if we have bank robbers who initially are the villains,
Yep.
and then they rob the bank and then let something out that's bad, and then they team up with the townsfolks, then they go through the door, right, and pull off another heist. The survivors of the first act of the film are going in with their certain set of skills, and they're pulling off another heist that will close the door, solve the curse, fix it. Something was taken and brought through that
what if
doorway.
the door goes to similar to like Stranger Things, like an alternate dimension? So when they go through the door, it's the bank but reverse,
Right.
and now they have to, yeah, I don't know.
But if you could have the heist, because we love heists, if you could have 2 layers of heist
So they would have to use their heist skills for good, not evil.
and they'd tell everyone, like, you're going to have to control the door. You're going to have to look for the whatever. Like, what would be the...
You're gonna be our wheelman.
Right, exactly. You're the getaway. Like, whatever those things are, you could have that switch of roles where, like, Betty from the Ladies Auxiliary, shucks around into the shotgun and she's, like, ready because she knows that something is, Could you have a heist within a heist? That's my
What
question.
are they stealing though the second time?
Yeah.
This is my question. That's why I said it's either a great idea or the worst idea. Because I don't know how to up the ante.
Well, okay, so if
Into hell.
it becomes about again, dimension, smaller creatures coming through, there's presumably some sort of evil presence on the other side of that wall that wants to get through into our world, right? That's kind of the idea. So whether that be the devil or whoever, so that person is like sending through creatures to experiment and see what's going on, and then but it's all about this medallion or whatever this thing. Oh no, this doorknob you said it was, right? Or whatever the MacGuffin is. Whatever the MacGuffin is, that's what they need to get back somehow to close the portal. That's figure out that can be both the opening and the closing. But this person takes it and then they have to get it back from this person in order to close it.
Okay, what if instead of going through the door, when they open that door, the door opens and a bunch of creatures, it's a reversed heist, but it's a double heist, but the other way. They're trying to break out, right? And they take everyone, including the bank people, the robbers, hostage.
Okay.
Right?
And it's
so they're wearing human forms, and they're, that way you can have actors and you can keep it, reasonable, a great performance. Things come through that door, take everyone hostage, and start negotiating. And so the bank robbers are on the flip of where they normally are. And so they have a certain set of skills where they understand what is happening, maybe it's the most famous bank robbers in history have come out of that portal, right?
So the bank robbers are now kind of like the cops negotiating with the real villains who are the possessed.
That's right.
Normal people that have been taken over
what if
by
everyone they killed taking over the bank is brought back to life by spirits that come through the door, and now they have to face off against their previous victims who are in the role of being empowered.
Selena, Dr. Seward here tells me you believe yourself to be a vampire.
So double heist, right? Where the bank robbers get in, they secure the bank, they capture the people. That's all really quick. Like, we've seen it as the first act of a television show. You can establish all of that in 8 or 10 minutes of a story. And then you have them open the vault, find out there's a hidden secret. They get the doorknob, some bejeweled doorknob. They don't know what it is.
It could be, whatever it is.
They fall, they trip. Someone is like pissed off. Is this all there is? And then it sticks to the wall, opens.
Is there booby traps protecting this, and that could maybe kill some people? Do we want our bank robbers to be killing people, or people die?
Some of the bank robbers die by the booby trap.
Die?
No, this is why. So then those people can be inhabited by the souls that come through the door.
Yeah.
So a couple of bank robbers die, a couple of townsfolk die. They're hurrying to leave, and then the door opens, and now, when it should be an easy escape for those creatures, the police aren't acting like police. They're bricking them in. They're trapped in there now. And so now the stakes have risen where the devils want out and they have hostages.
Okay, I love the fact that, it's going to be a demon negotiate. I want one more soul.
That's
and then
right. Yeah. I need 2 children's souls, pure. Right? Yeah.
And I'll let your buddy go.
That's right.
Innocent.
Right? I need an innocent.
I want an innocent for your guy. His soul's all tainted and gross.
Actually, okay, but hold on. What if that is a plot device? That there's not enough innocent people in the bank for the demons to have the power they need. So that's why they're negotiating. Like, that's the flip, right? Yeah. The thing they want and need, they don't have there. And so they're trying to negotiate it. And the humans on the outside don't know. So what innocent things could you ask for? Is a soul a soul? Let's get metaphysical here. Is a cat's soul equal to a human soul?
No.
Like if they ask for like a basket of puppies.
That's right.
It's like, okay, we'll give you a basket of puppies.
And so this whole basket of puppies isn't as good as a single human soul.
And it turns into a Cerberus monster for them.
It's nourishing enough for them that they can continue. So they keep asking for these things, and that's what they realize is like, oh, they're looking for innocence, right? And the reason they're not eating us is none of us are innocent. And then you could have some sweet old lady that they can't figure out why she is not being consumed, and it turns out she's like a badass town founder, right?
I like that.
That could be a third act twist. Badass granny.
And then one of the bank robbers who's pretending to be a badass is actually really nice on the inside.
Yeah, that's right. He just got caught up in a life of crime.
Yeah.
He had gambling debts.
Right? And he's trying to get the money for his sick grandma.
Oh, yeah. Quick payout.
Yeah.
You could make it a conscientious film about the evils of a pay or play medical system.
Sure. All right, so we have them in. Let's see where we can go from here. So we have them. They've discovered this dark thing in the vault, and they're confronted by it. And they have to fight it off. How are they going to overcome the monster?
Well, every decision I've made has been trying to zero in on what I wrote down here. No, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me.
Yeah, that's the theme.
Any choice I've tried to make is based around that, which is why I thought a reverse heist where the devils come out, because now we have reinstated this idea. You're in here with me, right? How do we further serve that premise, that theme, that promise of the premise here, that you're in here with me? That's why I think the granny twist, because it does it one more time. She's the one that gets passed over. She's the one that starts at the beginning with, oh, little Jimmy is going to end up assistant manager because they always, his grandpa's
Okay.
gonna make him.
I got one.
She's worked at the bank
I got
forever
one.
too.
There's an older person that's there that seems to know more than they're letting on. And near the end of the film, it turns out that this older person was there the last time this happened and was possessed by something way more powerful than what's possessed these people. So there's a more badass possessed person that's been there the whole time.
All right,
And
the theologist in me says, I'm not a theologist, by the way, but if I'm trying to balance the scales here, if we've got devils, then maybe this last badass person is an angel or some other celestial being.
Well, I'd say keep it like we've established rules with these devils possessing people and blah 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 blah. So let's just keep it with that formula.
Don't introduce another impossible thing.
Right.
Yeah. So a bigger, badder devil that has been wanting to go back through the door.
Oh, yeah, has been waiting to go home. He's had enough.
Yeah. So that's the old person that's been
the
working
old
there
person.
forever and keeps getting passed
And there we go.
over.
Now we have a third. You're stuck in here
Yeah.
with me.
And then that's why they're so upset at the beginning of the film when everything's sort of mundane that they keep getting passed over for bank manager or assistant manager because that will give them access to the thing they've needed all this time. And trapped in this old lady's body, they don't have the power to just go in there and take it.
I love the scene too when the possessed demon devil people or whatever realize what Susan is and get scared. Like, oh, it's that.
Yeah. So she's been shot or whatever, punished, and she gets back up all badass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a reveal that she's not human.
Yeah. Ooh, I
In
like
a gross
it.
way.
So what's the big finish? We have a great set of
I think
principles.
that's like that last.
Well, we reveal her to be the bad guy, and then she's got to carry out something for them to stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's got to then carry forward with her plan to do something, whether that be, usually it's to take over the earth or souls. I was thinking about fear could be the thing, like they had to scare. I really like the idea of scaring somebody and then feeding off their fear.
Scare them to death.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Some kind of a thing where they have to be really terrified when they die, or something, or that's how they get nourishment or something like that. I kind of like that idea.
I like setting up firm rules like that, especially with a lot of occult movies. Like there's no rules or logic to a lot of the stuff. It's just we're doing this because we can, and I like the idea of keeping things grounded and there's set steps to how this works.
Words to Live by Carl Sagan is extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And so what you're saying is if you're going to make an extraordinary claim in a movie, give me some evidence-based structure so that I, as the viewer, can agree with your premise, can support it, can argue with it, but that it has its own rules. It doesn't have to be realistic, but it has to be plausible.
Mm-hmm.
So far our rules, we don't really have any except this idea that maybe purity, they feed on purity. A little bit. I like that puppy scene. Deliver us some puppies. I just want that. Instead of the food being brought, they're bringing a box of puppies and everyone thinks they're going to eat them. But
they can't take over. They can't take over like a pure soul, right? It has to be a tainted soul is their way in.
We already established one rule. You have to be dead for them to take you over.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah. Okay.
once
So
you're
it has to
dead-
be an empty vessel.
Yeah. So empty vessel. Right.
Okay,
They
and-
survive on purity a little bit, or they like it.
But when it's afraid, they want it scared.
That's right. It
To
has
eat
to
it.
suffer in order for them to gain.
Oh, that's like that Dr. Sleep. The vampires in that, they kind of feed off pain and fear.
Pain and fear and suffering. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's to suffer a little bit. So they're making people suffer. And so then that's your ticking clock in your
Yes.
story. Somebody realizes that they're just getting us freaked out to the point where we can't handle it anymore. Then they're going to kill us all. Right?
Yeah.
So we're not really hostages so much as the people outside think we're hostages. And the hope makes it sweeter when they eat us.
Yeah.
We think we're going to get away. And that's what they love. Right? So you get a little sinister twist there.
Sorry, sport. I'm an atheist. God loves you anyway.
But how do we win? How do you end it?
It's always is it the toughest part? Is to end a story, or
Yeah.
Well, the good rule of thumb is some detail that you didn't know was important, that you already listed when establishing your premise, becomes what you use to end your story. And here's why. Here's why it's a good idea. If you introduce new things to solve the end, it always feels like a cop-out.
Yeah, because you just like brand new idea out of nowhere. You're never going to believe
and that is always disappointing
Yeah.
to a viewer, a reader, a comic book reader. So something that we've already said
Okay.
is the end.
Okay. So if we go with our seemingly harmless grandma is actually something way worse than everybody else, we could set up some kind of establishment in the beginning that this town has a lot of missing people, has a lot of like there's something disturbing has been going on in this town for a long time.
The town's been dying, but for more reasons than economic.
And then at the end, we have kind of the climax where she's basically like, I've got a good thing going here. I'm not going to let you guys ruin it for me, so I'm shutting it all down. You guys are going back home. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing for the last 60 years.
That's good. She becomes a good character in a way. It's like what you wanted to
Well, no,
happen.
she wants to keep eating the town slowly.
But the antagonist and the protagonist position switches
Yes.
because of the plot.
So I think she kills everybody.
Right.
And she's the lone survivor.
Very dark ending.
Lone
Okay.
survivor. Like the last scene is her coming out with one of those, cop blankets around her. Like,
That's right.
You've been through a horrible ordeal.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
wow.
believe that happens. Yeah, that's a good. I like that. So then, what you do to establish that at the beginning is in your opening shots, as the bank robbers are coming in, they're passing by
All the missing kids,
all the missing
and
kid
missing
posts
dogs,
that are
missing
everywhere,
kittens.
missing dogs, missing kids,
Yeah.
missing, and then you just for a brief second, right? We're not dwelling on that. It's just they're passing by, missing kids. You'll forget about it once the heist starts.
Oh, maybe the final scene can her be like getting dropped off by the cops. You sure you don't need to go to the hospital? You sure you're fine? Go home, and then she goes into her basement and it's full of
Puppies. It's a puppy mill.
Secretly, puppy meal. That's exactly
Right?
what she
Yeah.
has to do.
the final reveal could be like how horrible she is somehow.
really is, yeah.
yeah, that's good.
All
Yeah.
the bodies buried under her step.
So then it's not that she wanted to go home. She wanted to make sure nothing else came through.
She wanted to make sure her feeding ground it doesn't have more competition in it.
Right. So it's like it's just like this is my town. And she knows that the object that she could have destroyed is under lock and key that she can't get at because of that protective circle that's there.
Oh, there you
Right?
go. You could even have her in the beginning, like the bank robbers trying to get her to come with them, and her being
Unable
freaked
to go,
out
yeah.
and unable to go by the circle until
yeah.
they break it.
Yeah, I'm not going near that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
devil stuff, right? Yeah, you just
Like
have
calm,
Yeah.
and when that comes up, like
Hysterical, yeah.
hysterical. Yeah,
Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
I like how we did it twice. Like it was
Yeah.
You're stuck in here with me times 2.
Is that what we call it?
I remember when that happened in the Watchmen movie, right?
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Credits
in a
roll.
way it
Yeah.
did, though. Yeah, credits roll. But in The Watchmen, spoiler alert, when Dr. Manhattan kills Rorschach,
Oh yeah.
right? It's supposed to be them as heroes all together and him saying, we're going to tell the whole world about this, right? And then Dr. Manhattan's like, actually, no, the world's going to be better off if no one ever finds this out and just vaporizes it,
That's right.
right?
This is such a good story.
Yeah.
We have a title for this movie.
So, Box Full of Evil comes to mind.
I
as
was going
first.
to say Vault of Evil or Safe of Evil or something.
Vault.
So we're talking about a bank.
Yeah,
Right.
Vault.
something secret.
Vault of Souls.
Yeah, Vault of Souls. Ooh, that's not bad. Devil Heist.
Devil Heist.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
so here's a good way to play. Somebody else, maybe it was you. No, it might have been Ryan Bartel, told me that one way that you think about branding is as an airline. What would the airplane look like? What would the
Yeah, I told you.
flight
I
attendants? is
remember.
that you? Is
Yeah,
that
we
your
were
idea?
taught this in
a
graphic
way to
design.
think about branding, right, is to think about it as a full concept.
Yeah.
So when you apply that to storytelling, a good way to think about it is as a director. What would Wes Anderson's title of this movie be? What would Bruce Campbell, if it starred Bruce Campbell, what would the title be? Because those would set very different tones.
Right.
And it gives you a freedom to try and be okay if it's a dumb idea. So let's imagine this movie was made for $100,000 and it's like released on YouTube. What is the title?
Yeah.
What is the biggest, most clickbaity title to
The
get people-
Vault.
Okay, Vault. But is Vault
that's
going to
too
make
generic.
you? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
too
know.
generic. It's not going to be called the Vault.
Yeah.
It's going to be called like Blood Vault. It's going to be
Oh
called.
well, yeah, that would do it. Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Right?
Gore Vault.
Yeah, Gore.
Although I think it's Al Gore.
Right.
Damn it.
It's just Al Gore in a bank.
It's called Her Emails.
We're killing the world.
Yeah, something that kind of speaks to what it is. I mean, it's evil in the vault. It's
No.
It doesn't have to be vault. Is there another word besides vault? I feel like vault is like more around secrets
Well,
than
safe.
Deposits.
it is safe
Safety deposit.
secrets.
Secrets of hell.
Secrets of hell. Safe from what? Safe from hell.
Demon deposit
It's
box.
a play on words.
Safe from
Because
hell.
it's a safe from hell, and you're trying to stay safe
Were you
from
saying
hell.
evil deposit box? Is that what you said before?
Box full of evil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Evil
Deposit
evil
box.
deposit box where you deposit your evil. In there?
It's not that important, and like we won't decide the name of it.
No,
anyways,
It's
right?
just sometimes it's funny because
So our
I
working title for Blood Vault 2 is Safe from Hell,
yeah,
for sure.
I recently saw an interview with Ray Romano where he talked about how he didn't want his show to be called Everybody Loves Raymond, but it was based on something his brother had said to him, and they loved it, and they just said, "Oh, it'll just be our working title."
And
of course,
then,
that became
yeah.
the actual title.
That's
to
what
it.
happened with Barbarian, apparently. It was
Oh.
the title, the filming title. So often you just need to register a name to have the production, to begin filming,
Yeah.
and you don't know, sometimes it's a way to obfuscate what film you're making so people don't know what stars are there or whatever. But in this case, Barbarian was just the filming crew title. And then they just called it that so no one would know what the movie was
it's
about.
not the most fitting name
Yeah,
for
it
that
has
movie.
nothing
yeah.
to do with it.
It does and it doesn't. I guess there are different ways you can look at it, but I think that's what
Yeah.
works about it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the title is almost the least important thing right now. It's just something to put on it so we can put on
Okay, so
how
Blood
this was
Vault?
made. Blood Vault. I like Blood Vault.
Blood Vault is fine.
Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
So
Yeah.
Blood Vault. So then you're going to know they're going to, and it's actually sets up a twist for the viewer. They're going to rob the bank. They're going to find something terrible. That's the promise of the premise in your trailer. People will be happy as long as that happens, and then you have a great twist at the end anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
The doorknob also needs to be activated by blood somehow, so it doesn't do, or the amulet, whatever, however that portal opens.
Oh yeah, where they splattered blood from their, when the guy went for his gun, when the old security guard went for his gun, and they tussled, and the shotgun
no.
went
Here,
off.
one
that
of the-
splatter on the wall is where they open it.
The robber who finds it tries to pocket it himself, and the other robber, you're trying to steal, take some of the loot. Bam.
Shoots him, and then the blood.
Shoots him, and then the blood activates.
What if his whole body forms into a weird meat doorway?
Oh, yeah.
With
Where
the doorknob in the
Steven
center.
can help us out with that.
Yeah. Kostansky, what do you do?
Okay. Well, this is good, guys. I like
Yeah.
this. Sounds good.
Okay, so for those of you playing the home game, these are the rules of a good story break. All right? We've done this a few times, so this is the rules that I play by. A good story is very simple in its structure. It's someone somewhere wants something and a complication ensues. So that's what I kept at. All my questions were based around getting at those answers. And that a good twist in the story is not added from the outside, but is present already in your material. And Justin provided it really well, I think, by coming back around to his own premise. And then we just kept revisiting it. The other thing you do is you decide, as Justin already put it, what the main idea that got you here in the first place was. In our case, no, you're in here with me, right? I'm not in here with you. And you just keep revisiting that and reevaluate every idea based on what's fun about that thing that got you excited. And that's what got us to this pretty shabby but kind of condensed first draft.
Daniel Craig 007, his handler, the older woman who's,
Moneypenny?
is that her name?
Well,
No.
Judi Dench is the actress.
Judi Dench, yeah. She's our
Oh, that's M. Yeah.
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 Oh, she's
Judy
She's our
old town
evil-
lady. She can. Judi Dench can play anything.
Absolutely,
She's
yes,
amazing.
she's amazing.
And if she's in it,
Yeah.
they'll immediately know she's important, though.
Well, we're keeping her around, but
and
she's
they'll
just
give-
going to be acting like a helpless victim up until she's not.
Till she's not.
And
Yeah, she'd do it too. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
oh,
think
yeah.
she would want to do that role. It'd be fun.
Yeah. So if we have enough budget for Judi Dench, then yes. Otherwise,
Dame Judi
That's
Dench,
where
thank you
all
very
the
much.
budget's going.
that's right. That's right. Could we use an AI version of Betty White?
Oh no! Come
Get
on!
out of here.
All right.
I hate it too. But it's the world we're in now. This has been Super Pulp Science, where we have literally talked about how genre gets made and then made a genre film story comic premise of our very own Justin, thank you for bringing this idea to us. This was very fun.
Yeah. Blood Vault coming soon.
Blood Vault coming soon. This is Gregory Kamichek encouraging you to join the fight and make comics.